don't know a better guy and a better guy to turn y'all loose with this evening. He's going to present a show that he does all over the world, which is his Celtic Christmas show. So y'all, once again, welcome Danny O'Flaherty.
Thank you. Sorry for this technical stuff they have these days on guitars. I'm not used to this stuff. Anyways, good evening, and thank you so much for. I'm delighted, so delighted actually, that all of you have come tonight to celebrate our Celtic Christmas. Yes, and as we travel back 2 centuries and traced the customs and festivities commemorated by our ancestors in Ireland and Scotland and Wales, the Isle of Man, Cornwall, Brittany and Galicia, where pagan traditions mingled with Christian observance. Mid-December marked the start of Saturnalia, a week-long Roman feast to welcome back the sun from the winter solstice, from which many of the Christmas characteristics come from, such as gift-giving, decorating houses with greenery, and merrymaking. Among the Irish pagans, St. Patrick established the first truly non-Romanized community, Christian community. And what a better way to herald the light of the world than with bonfires. Yule logs were part of the ancient theme of rebirth of the life-giving sun following the winter solstice, the longest night of the year. Sing the songs of the Druids in the circle of stone, build a great blazing fire with flames red as ruin. Dance in the light of the bonfire's flame, on this cold winter's night we're together again. Come to the place where the stone circles stand, hear the wild wind song sweep over the land. Gather the twigs and the pine cone to bring to an ancient stone circle for kindling. To the light of the bonfires in the forest we go, to welcome the winter, the dance in the snow. Bonfires crackle, flames dance, nap and play, a new star is shining as the bonfires blaze. Come to the place where the stone circles stand, hear the wild wind song sweep over the land. Gather the twigs and the pine cone to bring to an ancient stone circle for kindling. The old ones have spoken, they've seen a new star. We must gather together from near and from far. A new day is dawned with the birth of a king, so come to the bonfires, be merry and sing. Come to the place where the stone circles stand, hear the wild wind song sweep over the land. Gather the twigs and the pine cone to bring to an ancient stone circle for kindling. Come to the place where the stone circles stand, hear the wild wind song sweep over the land. Gather the twigs and the pine cone to bring to an ancient stone circle for kindling. The Scots acquired from the pagan Norsemen in the 6th century. They lit bonfires at midwinter to burn out the old year and encourage the sun to return. In Wales, they gathered logs to burn. Locks to burn, locks to burn, locks to save a cold a turn. Here's the word to make you wise when you hear the woodsman's cries. Pine is good and so is youth, for want of wintry days. The poplar and the willow too, they take too long to blaze. Locks to burn, locks to burn, locks to save a cold a turn. Here's the word to make you wise when you hear the woodsman's cry. Pair of logs they burnt the fast, all the scares at all. Chestnut logs are good to last, we cut them in the fall. Locks to burn, locks to burn, locks to save a cold a turn. Here's the word to make you wise when you hear the woodsman's cries. Bonfires burn all through the night to brighten up the sky, all to guide the newborn king on this Christmas night. Locks to burn, locks to burn, locks to save a cold a turn. Here's the word to make you wise when you hear the woodsman cries. Locks to burn, locks to burn, locks to save a cold a turn. Here's the word to make you wise when you hear the woodsman's cry. Gurumhagi, that means thank you in Gaelic, Gurumhagi. So I'll teach you a bit of Gaelic tonight as well. The wind that blew Christianity across the Western world could not, could not keep away all the traditions of the pagans of the returning of the sun. And this one here is called The Wind of First Christmas. So I can imagine what it was like back then. We didn't have iPhones to record all the different things that were going on. Maybe we could have at least some kind of a camera to follow the tribes, I suppose, you know. Emily Konchesky, she was a wonderful lady that lived in New Orleans years ago, and we got together, that's probably 30 years ago. We wrote a lot of songs together, and we're trying to get songs because obviously we have documented history and stuff like that going back in the first 1,000 years, the first 500 years for sure, and so we had to write songs about some of those stuff. So this is one of the songs. Oh, wind caressed by the pure face of Mary on that first Christmas bright. Oh, wind that was blessed by the mantle of Mary, are you blowing somewhere tonight? When thrice blessed by the wonder of Mary, will you blow and bless me tonight? When blessing Jesus and Mary and Joseph, will you bless us all tonight? When was touched by the star of heaven on the first Christmas bright? Oh, when touching through the brilliance of heaven, are you glowing somewhere tonight? When thrice blessed by the wonder of Mary, will you blow and bless me tonight? When blessing Jesus and Mary and Joseph, will you bless us all tonight? Oh, when refreshed by the cloak of Saint Joseph on the first Christmas bright. Oh, when wrapped around the blessing of Joseph, are you blowing somewhere tonight? When thrice blessed by the wonder of Mary, will you blow and bless me tonight? When blessing Jesus and Mary and Joseph, will you bless us all tonight? When glory round the mother of Jesus on the first Christmas bright, or when gently touching the air breathed by Mary, are you blowing somewhere tonight? Or when thrice blessed by the wonder of Mary, will you blow and bless me tonight? When blessing Jesus and Mary and Joseph, will you bless us all tonight? When blessing Jesus all tonight. Thank you so much. This time we'll go to Scotland, and a lot of the stories of folklore, and they're going back for centuries. This one is one of Scotland's most famous carol around Christmas time. And it's a story about a little boy, a little orphan boy, who was taken in by a foster mother. And she took him on more as a servant, however, and cared for him with the same regard she showed the animals in the stable. He was not given kindness, and certainly never love. One night, after yet another harsh scolding, the little boy ran away, and the mother's regard for him was so slight she didn't even try to go after him. But late that night, something drew her outside. When she opened up her cottage door, she stopped in wonderment of the vision of the Virgin Mary cradling the little boy in her arms. Well, the woman, she wept, and she fell to her knees. And when she looked up, she was alone with the young lad, whom she took into her arms and cared for him with kindness and love ever thereafter. According to lore or folklore, this is that song, Christ's Child Lullaby. Oh dear, the eye that softly looks, oh dear, the heart that fondly loves, though but a tender babe thou art, the graces all grow up with thee. My love, my dear, my darling thou, my treasure new, my gladness thou, my comely beauty is babe, son thou, unworthy I to tend to thee. The nurse of the greatest king, I, the mother of the glorious God, the glad to be envied one. My heart is full of rapture. Thanks. The evergreen trees also made the transition from pagan to Christian. Mistletoe was revered by all the Celts who believed it could cure anything. Of course, the holly had a male association and ivy had female association. So the intertwining of the two in wreaths at Christmas time brought the family together. Yeah. So next time when you're putting together the holly and ivy, that's the reason for that. Yeah. So. What was the first branch of those branches three? It was the righteous Joseph, and blessed was he. Oh, the leaves they are green, and the nuts they are brown. They're hanged up so high that they will not come down. They will not, shall not, must not be so. Or go ye ways, green leaves, or go ye ways, go. What was the second branch of those branches three? It was the Virgin Mary, and blessed was she. Oh, the leaves they are green, and the nuts they are brown. They're hanged up so high that they will not come down. They will not, shall not, must not be so. Or go ye ways, green leaves, or go ye ways, go. What was the third branch of those branches three? It was the Lord Jesus, and blessed was he. Oh, the leaves they are green, and the nuts they are brown. They're hanged up so high that they will not come down. They will not, shall not, must not be so. Or go ye ways, green leaves, or go ye ways, go. They will not, shall not, must not be so. Or go ye ways, green leaves, or go ye ways, go. Thank you so much. In Scotland, rowan branches were placed over lentils. And the I guess the holly kept the fairies at bay in the Highlands. In Ireland, houses in Munster where they put a wooden cross on the houses in Munster with the two holly sprigs attached. Yes, also in Dublin, in Ireland, back in the time. Greenery was very, very hard to come by. And they would have street vendors selling holly and ivy. They would bring the holly and ivy in from the country to the city, and so the vendors would be selling it around Christmas time. John Keegan Casey was a famous mid-19th century Irish peasant poet who wrote about, described one of those vendors. And she was a lady who had a big family. And we just missed the bad weather in Ireland and England. We just got back from England, and the last couple of days was raining, and that Irish weather was just cut right through you, the rain that never stops, and the dampness, and so I'm just thinking about this poor woman. You know, she's on the street on the corner in Dublin, and she's got a basket full of ivy and holly, and of course everybody passes her by. They actually don't buy anything from her, and but she still wishes everybody Merry Christmas. Yeah, because she was very, very one of those wonderful souls that the great God Himself sprinkles upon us in different parts of the world. It's just one of those sprinkles of a good soul that's. I can think of my mother. My mother had so much innocence. She was just so naive. Oh my God, my mother. And so the goodness always came out of her. So this is the song that written by John Keegan Casey. Come by my nice fresh ivy, my holly sprig so green. I have the finest branches that ever yet were seen. Come buy from me, good Christians, and let me home, I pray. And I wish Merry Christmas time and a happy New Year's Day. Won't you buy my ivy, the least ever seen? Won't you buy my holly, all you love the green? Do take a little branch of each, and on my knees I pray that God may bless you Christmas and be with you New Year's Day. The pale singers just sang on, but no one came to buy. The crowd passed to and from, but did not heed her cry. She uttered one low piercing moan, then cast her boughs away, and smiling cried, I'll rest with God before the New Year's Day. Come by my nice fresh ivy, my holly sprig so green. I have the finest branches that ever yet were seen. Come buy from me, good Christians, and let me home, I pray, that God may bless you Christmas and be with you New Year's Day. It is from Cornwall, the little Celtic nation of Cornwall, that they have the song I sang earlier, but they also have another one called "The Holly Bears a Berry." So when we put this over 30 years ago, when we put this Celtic Christmas story together, we were hoping that other countries would do similar to their history books. But Robin James Jones from Snowdonia, from North Wales, who was a fluent Welsh speaker and a teacher, and plays the treble harp. Oh yeah, the treble harp. Oh, and I had the privilege to be with him for 3.5 years on stage with him, and it was amazing because a couple of times we did the symphony orchestras, and I can't read music, and they were the 80+ Juilliard arts behind me were saying, "How do you do that? We cannot play music without the sheets." And I said, I don't know. So we'll call it even, kind of thing. So, anyways, yeah. So here's a folkie with 5 chords, versus the symphony, But Robin was so knowledgeable about the history of the songs and stories from all these pockets of Celtic countries in Europe. So here it is. And you probably heard this many times. Oh, the holly bears a berry as white as the milk, and Mary bore Jesus all wrapped up in silk, and Mary bore Jesus all Saviour to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. This is your opportunity to go on YouTube. It's easy enough, of course. Oh, the holly bears a berry as green as the grass, and Mary bore Jesus who died on the cross, and Mary bore Jesus all Saviour to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. Put your backs into it. Don't be afraid of it. Holly, holly, and the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. Woo! Now the holly bears a berry as black as the coal, and Mary bore Jesus who died for us all, and Mary bore Jesus all Saviour to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. That's it. Now the holly bears a berry as red as the blood, and trusted on Jesus who died on the cross, and trusted in Jesus all Saviour to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly, holly. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. You got it! There's 84 verses, but I won't do them. All right, a child had a different landscape in the Celtic nation of Brittany, in northwest France. There, the Yule log purified the chimney for the infant Jesus to come down. And let me just say this to you: in that part of Europe, that little pocket of Brittany, it is Jesus that brings presents. Not Santa Claus, not Father Christmas. Yeah, so after and after the cleansing of the chimney and house, the infant, the children wait for the arrival of the infant Jesus in their box beds, which are built in the walls so the little ones won't fall out. So the little beds in that part of the Celtic people in Brittany, they built the beds in the walls. So it's and then they also would be when Jesus, baby Jesus, would come, he would not leave the presents, the candies and all the different things, not in their stockings, but in their sabots, in their shoes. So the presents would be put in their sabots. So this is if you check out I know that these days you can Google anything. You could Google the story about this song we wrote. Janet Shea, a dear friend, she's an actress down in Louisiana and a wonderful person. She wrote the lyrics from the story, and I wrote the music. So this is it. Grandfather said that we should all rush. Mother should use the scrubbing brush. The fireplace should be clean and bright. Poor infant Jesus would come down that night. Leave me presents in my sabots, so I was dressed in my sleeping clothes. I got tucked away in my box bed, for Christmas dreams came into my head. From my box bed, pum-pum-pum-pum, I spied young father beating a drum. He said that while I shut my eyes, baby Jesus left me a surprise. Leave me presents in my sabots, so I was dressed in my sleeping clothes. I got tucked away in my box bed, where Christmas dreams came into my head. You must get up and look in your shoe. Baby Jesus left something for you. Lots of red candies you can save in the jar. But look, here's also a chocolate bar. Leave me presents in my sabots, so I was dressed in my sleeping clothes. I got tucked away in my box bed, where Christmas dreams came into my head. I sat down to eat it right away. Grandfather said, we must pray a prayer of thanks from a sinner on earth, who would always be grateful for our Saviour's birth. Leave me presents in my sabots, so I was dressed in my sleeping clothes. I got tucked away in my box bed, where Christmas dreams came into my head. Leave me presents in my sabots, so I was dressed in my sleeping clothes. I got tucked away in my box bed, where Christmas dreams came into my head. I mentioned Mum, and one time I didn't tell anyone that I was going to Ireland for Christmas. Didn't tell nobody. It was a big secret, so I decided I'm just going to go to Ireland and see Mum. So rented out a car in Shannon Airport, and I took all day to come to the house, because I didn't want to come there in the daylight. I want to come there when it's dark, and so I was visiting all my friends all the way. It would take a week to visit all of them. Yeah. But by the time I came to the house, I turned the lights off, and I just it wasn't an automatic. It was a shift, so you could roll your car. So anyways, I rolled the car down beside the house. And I got out silently and snuck in the back, and Mom, I could see her into the window of the kitchen. It was a back kitchen at the house, and she was stuffing the turkey, getting ready for the morning. And I'm looking at her. She's there by herself, and I suppose some of the others would come next day. But anyways, I couldn't bear it. I was like, oh, I can't stay out here. I got to go see her. So I knocked at the door, and she screamed. Oh, she couldn't believe that I was there. And I tell you how naive my mother is. Oh, she said, oh, come on in. I said, well, I have 2 Russian soldiers with me. Oh, bring them in too. So that's my mom. My mom loved she played the accordion, she played the squeeze box, she also played the harmonica, and she sang and she danced. But she always loved the dance called the Steckin Orna, in Gaelic. And there's a couple of tunes. I decided to do this tonight because from Mum. The Stack of Barley, that's the name of it, the Stack of Barley. And the other tune is from the Aran Islands, where my mum is from. And I never heard this tune anywhere else before. And tonight, this is going to be introduced to you. Actually, God love her, she's up there, and I know she's going to all the concerts up in heaven, going to those hootenanny concerts. And it was her birthday on the 21st. Yeah, my mom, sorry. I will sing. Happy birthday to Mom. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mom. Happy birthday to you. Thank you. Now we're going to go all the way to Wales this time again. And in Wales, if you go to Wales today, there's still parts of Wales. You have to kind of think, when St. Patrick came to Ireland, when he came back as a bishop in 432, Ireland was, just like the Romans and the Greeks, they had, our pagan was our God's son. So to convert them, he did it without any violence or nothing. It was a marriage between the two religions. And the Celtic cross, we see the Celtic cross, that's Jesus, the cross, and then the sun is the Celtic pagan god. So that's where the Celtic cross comes from. So a lot of the churches that are in Ireland, the ones that have been built for the past 500, 600 years, they have symbols on inscriptions on the churches. So there was, and they're still, the Irish people, whether they know it or not, they're still practicing some of the stuff. And they don't even know it. If you go to Wales or Scotland, there's still areas that you'll see that people do carry these traditions going on for 2,000 years. In Wales, there's parts of Wales today, geysers go out and they sing. It's called the Grey Mare. Check this out now on your Google. Check out the Grey Mare. The Grey Mare, I'm telling you, the Grey Mare would be a horse's skull placed on a long pole, decked with ribbons and bells and all that, and they go from house to house singing and dancing, and they'd be, of course, asking for money and food and drink. And there were these geysers, that's what they would do. And they would sing songs, and so one song in particular would be, they would sing the first verse outside the window or the door, and the people on the inside knew well what was going on. They'd sing the other half of the song. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the geysers that are still happening in Wales today. The geysers, they go out at Christmas time, at the 12th night, and New Year's Eve they'll go out 3 times during the period. The 6th of January as well. So here it is.
Oh wow! Oh yes.
Now there's a part in you, since you don't know the second part of the verse. The only thing you have to do is, oh! Sorry, Randy. Everybody together. Oh, here we are coming. You grant us over to ask your permission, this evening. Oh, what is all the fussing of knockings and tramplings? What are your wishes? What are your wishes this evening? Oh, the Grandmary is merry, with her tail behind her. Is here merry and jolly, this evening. Oh, it's only the Mary would promise the company no biting or gulping, no double up the merriment of singing of ballads this evening. Oh, the company is busy preparing the dishes. The cake is getting ready to open the door this evening. Oh, the Mary is perishing, her feet, they are freezing, waiting for the company to open the door this evening. Oh, the company is busy preparing the dishes. The cake is getting ready to open the door this evening. Oh, to Mary she put it. The cake is getting ready inside Mary's belly with plenty of jollity. Oh, welcome to the door this evening. Oh, we open the door now, the fastening this evening, for singing and dancing, for harping and singing. Oh, welcome to the Mary this evening. Oh, here we are, sung with our heads pointing downwards. Only God knows how far. Only God knows how far. Only God knows how far this evening. If my mother would see me now. This next song here, one of my favorite songs, and was we wrote this song over 30 years ago. The Road That Mary Trod. Beneath the windy indigo of night, it wandered lone and curled its crooked fingers through the petal patterned stone. Down ravaged wastelands carved 2 times, round bends of sandy hills. The lonely road arched round and down across night's desert chills. Oh, where is the road that Mary trod? That brittle cold, the desert night she gave birth to our God. Oh, light, the burden it did bear, that starry, God-filled night. Oh, priceless cargo brought to light by a road of obscure light. Upon his patry shadows cast, a woman, man, and mule, that lengthens out 2,000 years from the first heavenly hue. Oh, where is the road that Mary trod? That brittle cold, the desert night, she gave birth to our God. The road is hero, Bethlehem, in hearts of men who will allow his clustered birth again, all hallowed and all still. In every walk of life is found the road that leads to God, with ancient shadows lingering round the road that Mary trod. Oh, where is the road that Mary trod? That brittle cold, the desert night, she gave birth to her God. Oh, where is the road? That brittle cold, the desert night, she gave birth to our God. Where's the road? Where's the road? Where? Thank you so much indeed. You're wonderful. You are. I was on the way here today. I was wondering. I have so many songs and stories. We could be here for a long time. But I mean, it's folklore at the mightiest, you know. And those stories, of course, maybe there were songs written back then about some of those stories, but the stories are wonderful, and the song is just a little smidgen of the story itself, but just brings you to this. It brings you to the book. It brings you to the story, and I think that's what makes all of us humans on this planet I wish to God we'd have Christmas 12 months a year. You know, just why are we all so trying to be good just for like a couple of weeks? You know, we can't. If we can do that for 2 weeks, we can do it all the time, can't we? You know, and it doesn't cost anything. No, it doesn't. Woo! Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm gonna sing you one by one by little bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. He was born in Bethlehem. Hey, you can join with me on the second part of it. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm gonna send you 2 by 2, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the little bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem, where he was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm going to send you 3 by 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the itsy bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. Oh, he was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm going to send you 4 by 4 for the boat that stood at the door, 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the itsy bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. Or he was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm going to send you 5 by 5, 5 for the 5 that stayed alive, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door, 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the itsy bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. For he was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. I'm gonna send you 6 by 6, 6 for the 6 that never got fixed, 5 for the 5 that stayed alive, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door, 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the itsy bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. For he was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm gonna send you 7 by 7, 7 for the 7 that never got to heaven, 6 for the 6 that never got fixed, 5 for the 5 that stayed alive, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door, 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the itsy bitty baby who was born in Bethlehem. Or he was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm going to send you 8 by 8, 8 for the 8 that stood at the 8, 7 for the 7 that never got to heaven, 6 for the 7 that never got sick, 5 for the 5 that stayed alive, 4 that stood at the door, 3 for the 2 for silent, 1 for the little baby who was born in Bethlehem. Or he was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm going to send you 9 by 9, 9 for the 9 that dressed so fine, 8 for the 8 that stood at the gate, 7 for the 7 that never got to heaven, 6 for the 6 that never got fixed, 5 that stayed alive, 4 for the...
I learned different words.
4 for the 4 with different words, 3 for different words no more. I will sing them. Born in bed. For he was born in bed. Children, go where I send thee.
How shall I send thee?
I'm going to send you 10 by 10, 10 for the 10 commandments, 9 for the 9 that dressed so fine, 8 for the 8 that stood at the gate, 7 for the 7 that never got to heaven, 6 for the 6 that never got fixed, 5 for the 5 that stayed alive, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door, 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul, Silas, 1 for the itsy bitty baby who was born in bed. For he was born in bed. Or he was born in Bethlehem. Hey! We don't have folk music category anymore. What happened to Pete Seeger and Tommy Macon, all the wonderful Mary Travis?
We have a lot of folk music in this room.
Yes, we do.
Oh, indeed. I remember the first night we were up in New York City, we introduced Peter Yarrow to Guinness. We took to the stage. What a night that was. Around Christmas time, all families get together and all the wonderful cooking that's going on, and it's much easier these days, and it would have been even 70, 80 years ago when there was no electricity. When I grew up, the first 12 years of my life, there was no electricity in our area, not till 1962. We first got electricity. So poor mom had to do the Irish plum pudding. It would be a 3 weeks preparation, and the Christmas cake, and this was going on and on. It was hard going, But I tell you, when it was done good, Oh, except one of the things I loved about Christmas cakes was not so much the icing. It was what was underneath the icing was the marzipan. And but the problem was in Ireland, it's such a cold weather, you don't need a fridge. The icing my mom would put icing this tall on top of the marzipan, and I had to get little chisel kind of to break the icing off. She never forgave. I mean, that cake was still around St. Patrick's Day,
Like fruitcakes.
Oh yeah.
Hey, by the way, y'all know the way this works. We get this guy here, and he does this show, and y'all fill this little jar up. Y'all do this. You do your part when it's your time.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to take him with me on the road, so Randy, I'll split it with you.
Danny's got dogs to take care of.
There you get the dogs. This one here is it's a song about Miss Fogarty's Christmas cake. Oh yeah. Oh, this is. Oh yeah. Well, how many of you actually do you do the Christmas cake yourself, or do you buy it? Do you make it? Do you make in Oregon? Do you cook? Do you cook?
We have a Christmas pudding.
Oh, Christmas pudding. Oh.
Yes. It's basically the steamed pudding. Yeah.
Do you do what the nuns do? They put booze in it.
Oh yes. Not in the cake, but in the sauce.
Oh no, yeah. See, it's not considered drinking if you put it in the food. You know that. As I sat by my window last evening, a letterman brought to me a little gilt-edged invitation saying, "Gilhooly, come over for tea." I knew 'twas the Fogarty sent it, so I went round for old friendship's sake. The first thing they gave me to tackle was a slice of Miss Fogarty's cake. There were plums and prunes and cherries, citrus and raisins and cinnamon too. There was nutmeg, cloves and berries, and the crust that was nailed on with glue. There were caraway seeds in abundance, to where the workable fine-stomach cake. It would kill a man twice after eating a slice of Miss Fogarty's Christmas cake. Miss Fogarty wanted to try it, but it wasn't no use, for we worked on it over an hour, and we couldn't get none of it loose. Till Kelly came in with a hatchet, and Murphy came in with a saw. Sure, the cake was more with the powers to paralyze any man's jaw. There were plums and prunes and cherries, citrus and raisins and cinnamon too. There was nutmeg, cloves and berries, and the crust that was nailed on with glue. There were caraway seeds in abundance, sure would have worked up a fine-stomach cake. It would kill a man twice after eating a slice of Miss Fogarty's Christmas cake. Miss Fogarty, proud as a peacock, sat smiling and blinking away, till she tripped over Flanagan's brogans and spilled her homebrew in her tea. "Ah, Gilhooly," she says, "you're not eating. Have a little bit more for my sake." "Oh no, Miss Fogarty," says I have quite enough of your cake. There were plums and prunes and cherries, citrus and raisins and cinnamon too. There was nutmeg, cloves and berries, and the crust that was nailed on with glue. There were caraway seeds in abundance, you were working for fine-stomach cake. They would kill a man twice after eating the slice of Miss Fogarty's Christmas cake. Randy was struck with a colic, Helen a pain in her head. Margaret lay down on the sofa and swore she wished she was dead. Miss she went into hysterics. And there she did wiggle and shake, and everyone swore they were poisoned after eating Miss Fogarty's cake. There were plums and prunes and cherries, citrus and raisins and cinnamon too. There was nutmeg, cloves and berries, and the crust that was made of a glue. There were caraway seeds in abundance. She would walk about pies of her cake. They were killing and twice for her eating a slice and Miss Four. Can you sing the chorus? There were plums and prunes and cherries, citrus and raisins and cinnamon too. There was nutmeg, cloves and berries, and the crust that was nailed on with glue. There were caraway seeds in abundance. She would walk above ice in her cake. They were killing and twice for her eating the slice of Miss Fogarty's Christmas cake. They would kill him and twice after eating a slice of Miss Fogarty's Christmas cake. Thank you so much indeed. I'm going to finish off the first show with a song called Samala Lechela, At Home Together. It's in my native language, which is my first language. And I remember quite well, and I'm sure all of us in our younger times, in our journey in this planet, that we had a wonderful time with our parents and grandparents when we were growing up. And I remember the wonderful things we're doing. And this is share the song with you. Is minnig na chuoine mer an nollaigh fadó, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Hiarach gon na maran an asú óg, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Sa mala, sa mala, sa nollaigh sa mala le chéile. Nollaigh hana Agi gale, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Nollaigh hana agi gale. Merry Christmas to all of you. Nollaigh hana, Nollaigh hana means Merry Christmas. Nollaigh hana agi gale, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Bhíoch na stocaí crochta an salach mór, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Maidin nollaigh bhíoch féidir ní go leor, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Sa mala, sa mala, sa nollaigh sa mala le chéile. Nollaigh hana agi go léir, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Bhíoch muid goil amach leis an drólín, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Os mór a bhaile de warca sin, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Sa mala, sa mala, sa nollaigh sa mala le chéile. Nollaigh hana agi go léir, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Sa mala, sa mala, sa nollaigh sa mala le chéile. Nollaigh hana agi go léir, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Sa mala, sa mala, sa nollaigh sa mala le chéile. Nollaigh hana agi go léir, bhí muid sa mala le chéile. Just a short intermission for a few minutes.